The courtroom, usually a stage for mundane legal battles, was now a crucible of history. All eyes were on the defendant, former President Donald J. Trump, his face a mask of defiance. He sat, a potent symbol of American power and controversy, facing charges that could rewrite his legacy and the course of American justice. Never before had a former U.S. president faced criminal charges in a court of law. This was uncharted territory, a legal and political earthquake that sent tremors far beyond the imposing walls of the courthouse. Trump's trial stemmed from a hush money payment made to adult film star Stormy Daniels in the waning days of the 2016 presidential campaign. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office, led by Alvin Bragg, accused Trump of orchestrating a scheme to silence Daniels about an alleged affair. The prosecution alleged that Trump, aided by his longtime fixer Michael Cohen, violated campaign finance laws by disguising the payment as legal fees. The trial was a spectacle from the start, drawing a media frenzy and throngs of onlookers. The stakes were enormous, not just for Trump, but for the very foundation of American democracy. At the center of the prosecution's case was a mountain of evidence, a meticulously constructed narrative woven from financial records, emails, and witness testimony. Prosecutors presented a series of checks, signed by Trump himself, that they argued were part of a scheme to reimburse Cohen for the hush money payment to Daniels. One particularly damning piece of evidence was a ledger entry from Trump's company, the Trump Organization, showing a payment to Cohen disguised as legal expenses. The prosecution also presented emails and text messages that they said showed Trump's awareness of and involvement in the hush money scheme. Key among them was Michael Cohen, Trump's former fixer, who had once declared he would take a bullet for his boss.
The courtroom became a stage for a parade of witnesses, many of them former Trump insiders, who offered a glimpse into the inner workings of his world. I, David Pecker, the former publisher of the National Enquirer, provided key testimony about my role in the catch-and-kill operation that silenced Daniels' story. My publication had a history of suppressing negative stories about Trump, and I described how I had worked with Cohen to buy the rights to Daniels' story and then bury it.
Alan Weisselberg, the Trump Organization's former CFO, also took the stand, offering a glimpse into the company's financial dealings. Weisselberg testified about the Trump Organization's practice of disguising payments and manipulating financial records, practices that he said were known to and approved by Trump himself. But perhaps the most compelling witness was myself, Michael Cohen, Trump's former lawyer and fixer. My testimony was detailed and damning, painting a picture of a president willing to break the law to protect his image and his political ambitions.
The prosecution, led by the seasoned and determined Alvin Bragg, presented a meticulous and compelling case. They argued that Trump, motivated by a desire to protect his image and his political future, had orchestrated a scheme to silence Daniels and influence the outcome of the 2016 election. The prosecution's strategy was two-pronged. First, they sought to establish the existence of the hush money scheme itself, presenting a trail of financial documents and witness testimony that they said proved Trump's direct involvement. Second, they argued that Trump's actions violated campaign finance laws, constituting an illegal corporate contribution to his own campaign. The prosecution called a series of witnesses, each carefully chosen to build their case brick by brick. They presented expert testimony on campaign finance law, arguing that Trump's actions clearly fell outside the bounds of legal campaign contributions. Throughout the trial, the prosecution team worked tirelessly, presenting their case with precision and confidence. Trump's defense team, a formidable group of legal minds, mounted a vigorous defense. They argued that the case was politically motivated, a witch hunt orchestrated by Trump's political enemies to destroy him and tarnish his legacy. They painted a picture of a prosecution overreaching its authority, twisting facts, and relying on unreliable witnesses to target a man they despised for his political beliefs. The defense's strategy centered on undermining the credibility of the prosecution's witnesses, particularly Michael Cohen. They attacked Cohen's character, highlighting his history of dishonesty and his admitted lies to Congress. They argued that Cohen had fabricated his testimony to secure a reduced sentence for himself. The defense also sought to downplay the significance of the hush money payment itself, arguing that it was a private transaction, unrelated to the campaign. Throughout the trial, the defense team was relentless, challenging every piece of evidence, every witness, every legal argument. After weeks of testimony, legal arguments, and intense media scrutiny, the jury reached a verdict. The tension in the courtroom was palpable as the foreman read the jury's decision, his voice echoing in the hushed chamber. Guilty, 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 on all counts. The verdict was a stunning rebuke of Donald Trump, a historic moment that sent shockwaves through the American political landscape. Never before had a former U.S. president been found guilty of a crime. The jury's decision was a victory for the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, a testament to their meticulous case and their determination to hold Trump accountable. For Trump and his supporters, the verdict was a bitter pill to swallow.
Throughout the trial, the shadow of Stormy Daniels loomed large. Daniels, the adult film star who alleged an affair with Trump, became a central figure in the drama, her story a reminder of the scandal that had led to Trump's legal troubles. Daniels, who had been a vocal critic of Trump, was a constant presence on cable news, offering her perspective on the trial and its implications. The defense sought to minimize Daniels' role in the case, portraying her as an unreliable opportunist seeking to profit from her alleged encounter with Trump. However, Daniels' story, whether true or not, had undoubtedly played a significant role in shaping the narrative surrounding Trump.
The verdict in Trump's trial sent shockwaves through the American political landscape, triggering a cascade of legal challenges and political fallout. Trump and his legal team immediately vowed to appeal the verdict, setting the stage for a protracted legal battle that could drag on for years. The appeals process promised to be complex and contentious. Trump's lawyers were expected to argue that the judge had erred in his rulings, that the prosecution had engaged in misconduct, and that the jury's verdict was based on insufficient evidence. The political fallout from the verdict was swift and severe. Trump's supporters, already convinced that the trial was a sham, rallied to his defense, denouncing the verdict as a travesty of justice. The trial over hush money payments was just one of many legal battles that have come to define Trump's tumultuous career. From his days as a brash real estate mogul to his time in the Oval Office and beyond, Trump has been no stranger to courtrooms and legal challenges. Trump's businesses have been sued thousands of times over the years, with allegations ranging from breach of contract to fraud. He has also been embroiled in numerous personal legal disputes, including a high-profile divorce and accusations of sexual assault, which he has denied. Trump's presidency was marked by a constant stream of lawsuits and legal challenges, many of them unprecedented in American history. The trial over hush money payments was a reminder of the legal perils that have always surrounded Trump. The trial of Donald Trump for falsifying business records was a watershed moment in American history, a stark reminder that no one, not even a former president, is above the law. The verdict, guilty on all counts, sent shockwaves through the nation, raising profound questions about the future of justice in the age of Trump. The trial exposed the deep partisan divisions that continue to plague American society. Trump's supporters viewed the trial as a politically motivated witch hunt, while his detractors celebrated the verdict as a victory for the rule of law. The legacy of the Trump era will continue to shape American politics and society for years to come.